Hello everyone, welcome to Jennifer's Sewing and Creativity. If it's your first time joining my channel, welcome. If you're a previous subscriber or you are coming from a previous video on my channel, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to prep fabric. The way I was taught to prep my fabric was to always wash and dry my fabric before using it. So no matter what I get, I'm always going to wash my fabric and dry it thoroughly before I ever use it. There are some exceptions to that rule, like silks or organza, netting, like the tulle netting. I wouldn't be washing those. But anything like terry cloth, fleece, let's see, flannel, definitely flannel. I always will wash flannel and dry it. Dry it till it's completely dry because flannel shrinks really bad. All of my quilter's cotton, I wash all of it and dry it till it's completely dry, and then I starch it and I press everything. And this is the starch that I use. I used to use just a regular spray starch, and it gets really expensive. And I found that using this type of starch where I can mix it myself is really more economical for me. And I'm really picky about saving money. I try to do things more economically. And when you buy this Purex Stay Flow, depending on how you mix it, this bottle can equals up to 7 of the aerosol spray cans. So this bottle I usually pay, if I remember correctly, it can be anywhere from $1.75 to $1.50 at Walmart. So it just depends. So what I like to do is I like mixing my ratio 3-to-1, and I do that in water bottles, and I will just save empty water bottles, and you can see the starch at the bottom. These have sat for a little while. So before you mix anything, you want to, of course, make sure it's the lid's on tightly. I always turn it upside down when I mix it, so I get everything off the bottom of the container, and you'll see that it kind of mixes up and it starts coming off the bottom of the container. And like I said, is I just mix it 3-to-1. And what I do is I mix it with the water that's out of my refrigerator, out of the filtered water. And I've never had a problem with it leaving marks on my fabric, water spots or anything like that. And I never put it in an iron itself. You never put the starch in an iron. I always put it in a spray bottle. I just get these at Walmart. I believe I bought these in the garden center, and it does have some little lines here on the side. You can mix it that way. I think these are 24-ounce bottles here up at the top. But like I said, I just mix it 3-to-1. And my green one is always for the starch, and the blue one is always for water. Okay, so, and I just kind of do, I usually peel the labels off, and depending on what kind of bottle you use, I will just do, I'll always pour the starch in first, and just kind of eyeball it, or you can use a measuring cup if you want. You can measure like maybe 1 cup to 4 cups water, mix it really well, and then just fill your water bottles that way. So I've done it that way before. Now I just kind of eyeball it. So that's how I mix my starch. And I will show you a few of my pieces of fabric, the way they look. And these are pieces of fabric that I have washed and that I have starched, and they look really well. I actually washed these when I purchased them. They were supposed to be fat quarters, but I think they kind of more ended up like fat eighths. And to wash these, all I did is I put them in a mesh laundry bag and zipped it up and just threw them in the washer. And I wash all my fabric in cold water with a minimum of 1 cup of white vinegar, and sometimes up to 2 cups of white vinegar, depending on what the color of the fabric is. If I'm using a red fabric or something that's got a lot of reds or deeper colors to it, I will use more vinegar for that color. And the vinegar, I've always been told, sets the color to the fabric. I have never had a problem with bleeding of the dyes. Knock on wood, that I never do have a problem. But that is how I prep my fabric. So washing in cold water, adding the vinegar, then drying my fabric completely, and then pressing and starching my fabric. And that is how I prepare my fabric for a quilt or any project before I sew or before I cut. So if you have any questions on prepping fabric, please comment down below. If you have any suggestions, please comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed, click that button, give my video a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.